Hey, welcome back to The Reality Guys. Brett here to talk about the new CBS original series, Buddy Games, here with my co-hosts and buddies. Well, it looks like I'm holding down the fort by myself today. So, hey, smash the like button, subscribe, comment. If we get enough of that stuff going on, maybe they'll be here for the next recap. And hey, if Buddy Games is a hit through the channel, through CBS, and it gets renewed for season 2, the guys are going to apply. And no, Rob has a podcast. You are not the only reality TV recap of the Buddy Games. We're here, and we're also going to let the people know if they should hit it or quit it for this show. All right, so real talk though. What is Buddy Games? I've been seeing this show get advertised for a while. It just got advertised hard on Big Brother, one of my favorite shows that we also cover. I've actually never heard of this, but apparently it's a movie, and there's 2 movies. I'll have to go watch them maybe if I can find time. But despite those 2 movies getting bad reviews, they still decided to make a spin-off TV show with Josh Duhamel being the host. And from my understanding, what this is this is a movie loosely based off Josh Duhamel's life, where he becomes a rich friend and leaves all his buddies, and then he goes back and actually has a real life game with them where they do competitions and relive their high school days of debauchery, college days, whatever. So it's a good concept. It sounds fun. And so far, episode 1, I enjoyed it very much. I actually really like that there's some game component to Buddy Games. They basically tell us that there's going to be 6 teams of 4 buddies all together. And if you lose one of the competitions, you'll go into a face-off with another team. And then the loser of that will then lose one of the 4 buddies, which I think is a lot of fun because it brings you back to these other shows where they have to vote somebody off. So we'll see kind of some social dynamics there. Which of the 4 buddies is going to be the one that gets the axe? And revealed at the end of the episode, they actually tell us that if you're at 3 buddies and then you lose an elimination, then the whole team goes home. So it'll be really interesting to see how this plays out, which teams lose a member, which teams lose altogether and are gone from the competition. And I'm curious too, at the very end, I think the grand prize is $200,000. So will the buddies that remain have to decide if they steal or share the cash prize with each other? I think that could come into play. And if it does, it'll be interesting. But I also think that most of them will probably share. So it'll be not as much fun, but they'll all feel good that they like each other and didn't steal the money. So, and they'll stay buddies. So the first competition of episode 1 is something Josh calls curveball, where they have 3 options: swag, drag, or gag. And so the team that wins this first leg of the race is going to get to pick their room first. And they're also going to earn a sabotage where they can then throw that at any team that they want. We also find out that the last place team doesn't necessarily get punished at all. So it really just means if you ain't first, you're last. You're all last. And any of you can get sabotaged. And so we end up having Team OK win. And pageant girls come up right behind them. And they both pick their rooms. They apparently are sharing a bathroom, which is why they decide not to sabotage the pageant girls. And I think they both picked gag, as well as the next team. I believe they also picked gag, which is Team Pride. They picked gag as well. They come in third, I believe. And then right after them is the Derby girls, which seem to be a fun group of gals. They actually decide they're going to do swag, which is apparently you get to get buck-ass naked. And I'm actually shocked that they straight up had boobies and vaginas flying everywhere, as quoted by one of the other guys in the show. And they straight up ran up to Josh, ran into the house, no clothes, no nothing. And they still got 4th place, man. So I think obviously the last 2 place teams was Team Philly, and dead last was Chicago's Finest. And so both these 2 teams had some big guys on it. They picked drag. Apparently it was basically the full body weight of the full team or something very close to that number. And I personally would have picked drag off the options. It seems to be something that favors me and my skill set. And but damn, I guess the bags are just too dang heavy. And the food for the gag challenge, I mean, that would have been the last one I would have picked because I don't like eating gross stuff. But it was apparently just like cold mac and cheese that had been sitting out all day or half the day. not that bad compared to some of the crap they make you eat on the challenge. So gag clearly was the way to go. The first three teams all chose that. And so, yeah, we end up having the two teams dead last with dragging. And one of them, too, is going to get the sabotage. Team OK, Oklahoma, they decide to throw it at the Philly Fresh crew. Sorry, guys. I know you're Philly fans. So me, I'm in Georgia. Don't matter. But anyways, I don't know why they chose Team Philly. I mean, Chicago's Finest would have been like probably the best pick since they were already last, and just it would be an easy pick. Instead, now they've kind of burned a bridge with Philly, and Team OK versus Philly are going to have probably some conversations later. So now we get into the next competition, the one that really matters, shockingly fun, which is going to be like a little obstacle course race where they have to run through some electrical wires hanging down, similar to if you do like a Tough Mudder, Spartan race, things. I've run through those before. They're not that bad. And then they have to jump into some mud pits. They got to go shoot oversized beer pong. And then the winner of that is going to, and then the last two teams to check in and shoot off their beer pong are going to be up for elimination. And each team member has to make at least one goal in the cup. And then they have to clear all 6 cups. So you can't even land all of them in one cup. You got to hit every 6th cup. And so Team Philly, they're the one that got sabotaged. They have to grab 4 blue balls or whatever. Every other team only has to grab 1 from hanging up in some knots. This actually does slow them down. They end up being the last team to get to the beer pong cups, and they're neck and neck there with Chicago's Finest and one other team. I think the pageant girls, yeah. And then so pageant girls, they finally make the cup. We got our bottom 2, and so now they're off into the losers' last stand. And in the losers' last stand, they're playing a game called Ring-a-Ding, which is blindfolded, bells on their wrists, and flag football. They got flags on their waists, and so they're gonna alternate picking their opponents, and then they're gonna go in one-on-one, blindfolded in a circle. There's hay bales and stuff, and basically they have to hear their opponent and attack and pull their flag. Philly's Finest actually gets up 2-0 and is 1 away from winning this competition. And then Chicago's Finest, they get their one guy who already lost one to go up against a guy who didn't play yet. He beats the Philly guy. So that Philly guy is 0-1. It's now 2-1. Philly gets the pick who they want to go against. And Big Dog on Philly, instead of choosing the one girl or the small girl from Chicago, he chooses the other big guy that he already beat once. Like, yeah, I mean, you already beat him once, but dude, like, come on. All you got to do is lock it in, choose the girl. But instead, he chooses honor, and he falls on his sword and his shield. And so Big Dog from Philly, he takes the L. Chicago goes 3-2 in this competition. And then Philly now, as the losers, have to decide which of their crew they're going to vote out. The girl, the wife, she kind of volunteers as tribute, saying, hey, you'll be stronger as a guy team. But then Big Dog, he's like, nope, I got to get home for my son's birthday. Even though you literally like have been gone for probably less than a week from your family, he's got to go home. You got to sacrifice yourself. Your team's probably not going to win this competition now because you probably would be a stronger person in these games than the girl. Sorry to say it. But he decides to fall on his sword. He's the one that chose the bad matchup. And Team Philly, they're down to 3. Like I said earlier, if they lose one more member, their whole team's gone. So if they end up in this situation again, they're SOL. And that is the end of episode 1 of Buddy Games. So let me know what you think. Do you like the show? Are you going to watch the next couple episodes? I know I'll definitely watch the next couple episodes. Plan on also doing reviews of them. Try to get them out quicker than this one. It's a good show. I like it. I hate that it's kind of smushed in the middle of Big Brother and the Challenge. That's kind of a pain for me because I got to watch and review 3 shows in a row, which sucks. And so we'll see what happens. I like the show. Hopefully this video doesn't suck. Get some comments, get some likes, whatever. I would love to go on season 2 with the guys. So hopefully it all works for us. And I'll catch you later. Cheers to buddy games.